Since June 1998, we have run Alpha pretty much back to back. And so certainly in the last decade, each term of the year, we run an Alpha course in 5 different languages, and it's just continuing to grow. So this year we've had 211 guests. During those 20 plus years, I would imagine there's been well on a couple of thousand people that have gone through Alpha. So most people in our church, and they continue to invite other people too.
With Alpha at Greenlane, it is a real gateway ministry, because as a church we need to outreach. And I think Alpha is one of the best ways to minister that, because it's a safe environment and it's very relaxed. And we see the changes over the weeks.
When my friends have all these questions, rather than me responding and I'm often out of my depth, I can actually just say, well, come and see. Come along to this Alpha course that's beginning at my church and come and experience Him for yourself and get a chance to meet Jesus through these different things that will happen. That's why I want to keep encouraging Alpha here and would encourage other pastors to check it out, because I think it's such an easy invite for people. And so we have somebody who's curious and interested actually coming to meet Jesus, and then we see them go on and get baptized. And so that's the story that we often know. So pastors like me had heard that part of Alpha's story before. The part that surprised me though, that we have this wonderful volunteer team. They get together every week. The kitchen's full of laughter as they're making a meal. The musicians are coming to sing a waiata for people at the beginning of the time. The small group hosts. All of these people are getting together, and there's huge energy around this common cause and vision of what they want to be about. I wasn't expecting that.
So we always have a pre-training before every course starts, so we understand the procedures. It's like being on an All Blacks team will say, everyone, regardless of their own personal skills, need to be on the same page. We need to work as a team. And then before the guests arrive, we also have a host and helpers get together just to go through the process so everybody's on the same pages. We welcome the guests, we introduce them to the small group tables. We definitely have a meal because everybody loves food. And then after the meal time, we come to the auditorium, to welcome them, introduce them, always have a good joke or two. Some are funnier than others, I have to admit. And then we always like to have a song or two because it's part of the Christian lifestyle, followed by the film series. And then the most important thing is after that, we break into the small groups. And that's the strength of Alpha, when people have the opportunity to share and explore for themselves the questions of life. So we encourage people to come for the whole weekend, and it's during the whole weekend that it's like all the head knowledge comes to the heart, and the things they learn about God become real to them, because they have the space and the freedom, the time to experience the love of God in a way that perhaps they've never felt before. Some people do have work commitments or family commitments or sports commitments which they need to honor, and so they can't always come to the weekend away. So we never lay that burden on them. However, we do say that if you can come, why don't you come? Because when you do come, you'll get so much more out of it they're not coming to.
The support. As we run Alpha, we have all the support from this wonderful Alpha community, head office here in New Zealand and other places, and it's just, I know that my team is going to have best practices, going to be encouraged and challenged to keep looking at things in fresh ways. So it doesn't get stale, it's always developing, and so that gives me a lot of confidence. I think there's something beautiful about Alpha in the way it's already presented that just provides an engaging community with clear content, and you can have confidence that what's going to be presented and the way it's presented is not going to have any cringe factor. It's going to be really helpful for the people that are there. And the people that come will have confidence that they can invite other people to experience this for themselves too.
I keep doing Alpha because I believe it is the call of God in my life during this time, and so I've been really faithful to all that God has entrusted to me. But certainly part of the pleasure, I guess, and the privilege is to see lives transformed, because you see people impacted by the ministry, and especially when they encounter the presence of God for the first time, and especially, the power and the presence of the Holy Spirit. It's probably one of the best things you'll ever do in your life.